Yo, what is up, guys? This is the man in the Canada Super Pigman here today with another video, and today we're going to be talking about some more Kenshi lore. But before we do this, I do want to explain my little short absence. I know it's like a day over than what I'm supposed to upload. It's just that, yesterday was my mother's birthday. So, I went to go spend time with her and everything like that. And also, on the podcasting, we're trying to schedule some times, for us to do the podcast and everything, because I know some people liked it and maybe some people want to see more of it. And yeah, so let's get straight into this video. So we're going to be talking about the Kenshi terrain lore. Now, I thought this would be pretty cool to talk about since, our recent video we did Kenshi boat theory, maybe this time we can do it, on Kenshi terrain lore. Now, in order to understand the lore of the terrain, we have to travel back to when we first came to Kenshi. Now, everything that is dated past the Second Empire is very, very, much speculation, everything like that. So I'll propose the two theories for you guys. Is one, that Kenshi was terraformed by the first civilization, also known as the Ancients. The Ancients probably came down here and colonized it and used the help of the skeletons to colonize it. But then there's also the other theory that says that, Kenshi had already had a life on here thanks to the, hive and everything. So, it's whichever one you want, but I believe in more of the, Kenshi already had life type of thing, and we just settled up a colony here. So that's pretty much, the gist of what happened over 15,000 to 20,000 years ago. So pretty much what happened is during the First Empire, the terrain looked very, very different. Where the swamp is, that was pretty much a port for the First Empire, and I'm pretty sure on the eastern coast it was a little bit more covered up with water. And I'm pretty sure that there's this area in the Great Desert with this octopus arm thing, and I'm pretty sure there's probably a river there at some point like that. That's just too much of an abstract thing just to be there, just to not have anything around there, even in the past. But anyways, let's talk about more recent terrain changes, because there's been a lot that happened in pretty much the last 1,000 years. But before we do that, let's first recap on back to 20,000 years ago. What happened at Obedience is pretty much what caused the Fog Islands. It's the fog, we're given the name Fog Islands because there's probably water there where the mountains were, but it probably evaporated after what happened at Obedience. And if you guys don't know what happened at Obedience, then you're living under a rock and you should really watch more of my goddamn videos. No, I'm just playing, but you should know what happened at Obedience. Is pretty much when the Ancients sent all the behemoths to die, and they kind of fucked up the entire terrain. And what I mean by that is it really fucked everything up. If you're walking on Obedience, you can see that it probably used to be a really nice river there, and I think that's where the first picture or the concept art is from. But, it's a give or take on that one. And, there used to be a river there, and I'm pretty sure there used to be a river in the Fog Islands that connected everything, And then also, let's talk about Vane. Vane also dried up too, and that was probably a nice river that came from the ocean, and it just kind of got fucked because of Obedience, And so pretty much that's what happened. The Fog Islands, I think, got the name from the fog from Obedience that ended up slowly taking over the Fog Islands, and the islands there were probably little islands that were there when there was water there, So that's pretty much what happened there. But let's talk about the swamp, because the swamp is the most recent change out of all of them, because I'm pretty sure what happened in the Great Desert probably dried up long before anything what happened in the swamp happened. So pretty much what happened in the swamp is that we know that the swamp used to have all this water, or used to be a port and everything, and then now it slowly retracted. And I think the main reason why it retracted was because of all the pollution in the air. It probably heated up the planet so much. That's why I say the Great Desert probably had more rivers and everything, and it recently became the Great Desert and all that. But I think it's just it's that, it became the Great Desert because all the water retracted and it started happening in the swamp too. And I think it's all the pollution that was in the air. Now, I think there are some spots where pollution isn't as much, in the Holy Nation, where I think it's called the Okran Gulf. I'm pretty sure that's where it is, or it's Pride, one of the two. I always get the two messed up, but I'm pretty sure it's Gulf, where it has the very, very luscious land and all that good stuff. And it's actually really nice there. And you could tell that, the more west or more east-south you go from the swamp, how much more polluted it is and everything, especially in the Ashlands. The Ashlands is one of the most Oh, it's one of the most horrid places. It's pretty much, I think, where the missiles landed. I forgot the whole entire lore, like, not gonna lie, on the Ashlands. I'll probably make a video on that soon, but I know the Ashlands was created by, like, a certain, like, missile or something like that, and it created, like, a huge pollution event. That's why there's always acid rain, there's acid water nearby. Like, that's, like, really bad pollution. But the swamp, pretty much, everything just got retracted there. And I think, you know, after a while, the animals adapted, like, big things became, you know, more, they became more, like, they were probably like giraffes, you know, like, because that's, like, the main thing you could draw them to, but they became more, what's the word, they became more carnivores and more in taste to human meat. Because I think that they ran out of vegetation and they just, you know, adapted to eat human meat. So then that's what they started doing. And, you know, bone dogs are pretty much the same thing. They're probably just scavengers that feed off the dead humans that, you know, big things didn't end up finish eating. And then there's also the skimmers and the skin spiders and the blood spiders. Blood spiders, I think, are more of you know, spiders that adapted to the swamp in most recent years. But I think the skin spiders and skim spiders are both pretty interesting creatures. I don't know. I feel like I know one of them. I think it's a skin spider. Is like, it looks like a crossbreed between a human and a hive. And if it was really, really messed up. And, you know, I think those things, you know, adapted from the bad nature, like, you know, like because, you know, there was a time on Earth when there was like really huge shit, like huge bugs and stuff like that. So I think that's probably what they were. You know, there were mutations of like animals, and then they became more humanoid, if anything, and all that good stuff. But hopefully you guys do enjoy this video. Remember, leave a like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. We're on our way to 1K. Hopefully we can hit it there. You know, it's gonna be a huge milestone. And hopefully Chris Hunt tells us more about Kenshi 2, because I am looking forward to that game for the rest of my life. Peace.